Good evening, everybody. It is Megan Elizabeth here with you guys from lifeaboverubies.com. So excited to be talking about expanding our reach and 7 pretty basic, there's a little bit of technical things that you can be doing to add value and to connect and to build and expand your client base without feeling like a cheesy, sleazy salesperson. I have some really great experience in this over the last 10 years in building a variety of different lists and platforms and I guess you could say, Facebook groups, Instagram channels, YouTube channels, all of those things. Those are all list resources. They are all ways to reach and expand your network for your ideal client, to be able to attract the ones that really want to take action and come along and work with you. If you guys want to say hello and leave me a comment, go ahead and do that. Hey, Denise. Hey, everybody. Thanks for popping on. So I can see who's here. I like to see who's here. I really want to be able to kind of break it down. So we've been doing a lot of, or I shouldn't say we, I have been doing a lot of one-on-one coaching. It has been something that I have put so much of my heart and soul into, and I love so much. I love the action-taking clients that I get to work with on a weekly and daily basis. I love being able to sit down and say, okay, where are you at? What are your goals? What are your passions? And how and at what speed do you want to grow this? It's like complete and utter Uber juice to me. I love it so much. And so one of the things that I've been talking through and seem to come up more and more is literally going through almost like a checklist of they kind of are just saying, okay, Megan, totally love this, but now give me the ABCs, give me the bullet points, what order should I be doing this stuff in? And so I really try to take those calls and then bring them to everybody in this free setting in our group to give you guys the value so that you can say, okay, great, now I have this list and I can run with it, or to say, Megan, I still want to go deeper, and you can connect with me and we can go deeper. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's what I love about it. So expanding your reach and your brand. Hey, Mary. Hey, Denise. Guys, thanks so much for popping on tonight. Expanding your reach and expanding your brand, really what I want to drive home and will continue to drive home, hey, Jess, is that you are not your product, your service, or idea. Your brand is the experience that you offer to your ideal clients. And it should be the brand should be the experience and the feeling that you give to everybody that comes in contact with you. But you want to be honing in and speaking to the ones that make your energy come up, the ones that give you fuel. That's why I'm so passionate about the clients that I work with, is because every time I get off the phone with one of them, I'm pumped for the next one and I can't wait. And I love to watch the action they're taking and how they're growing. And no matter how slow or how fast they're going at the pace that works for them. And that's what I love to see happen. And it fuels me for the next thing. So I love that. Anyway, I want to see that for you. So that is important for you to also create. Okay. So for my friends in direct sales, all right, this can be really a common, almost pitfall for some who aren't seeing some of the results that they want to see. They're not connecting with their ideal clients. They're not recruiting. They're struggling in some of this. And it's because what ends up happening a lot of times on social media is that our feeds get inundated with every friend from high school we've ever had posting their next campaign and the next product service and the next, product picture and how great and wonderful and amazing it is. And I'm not saying they're not great, wonderful, and amazing products, because you all know I use Younique. I am in close to my heart. I love direct sales as a diversification, as a channel, as a great way to offer products and share and grow. I've been top 10 in close to my heart for 2 years. I've won the incentive trips and awards and all kinds of fun stuff with them. But that didn't happen because of sharing every ad campaign that comes out. That didn't happen by calling all of my friends that I've ever known and said, hey, will you come buy this from me? Now, I'm not saying that doing that is completely wrong. But the thing is that direct sales companies change all the time. They change their compensation plans. Sometimes they go away without warning. And if your entire brand and experience is based on nothing but that product and pushing that product, you can set yourself up for a lot of failure. What I really want to encourage you to do is set up your branded experience authentically. That is you. That is the message that you want to share with the world. And oh, by the way, here's this great product that I love and use. Not leading with the product. Don't lead with the product. Don't lead with the service. Don't lead with the idea. You got to lead with the value and the care. So knowing your who and your why is going to help you with what solution you're offering them. Hey, Tammy, thanks so much for popping on tonight. I talk a lot about this at lifeaboverubies.com. If you've watched enough of my live videos, you've probably heard me say some of these things before, but I'm not going to stop saying them because I know from experience, even for myself, I need to hear things more than once. I need to experience them in different ways multiple times for me to finally get it and for it to sink in and go, oh, duh, that's what they've been saying all these years that I've been missing. And I forget to weigh my ego with my level of comprehension and my bank account, and then it suddenly clicks and I do what I've been taught, and all of a sudden things start falling into place. So that's why I kind of repeat some of these things in different courses and things that we share. But hopefully you don't get sick of hearing me say them because they're very, very, very true. They are true. Hey, Cindy, thanks for popping on tonight. So number one is knowing your branded experience, okay? Knowing what that brand looks like, what that feels like. Hey, Shawnee, what, feel is represented. And trust me, you guys, I remember going through absolute heck and torment when I first started meeting with different producers and talent agencies and all these things when they were looking to do that whole crafting show that didn't actually take off with TLC, but that's okay. So when they were looking to do all that and I was meeting with these different people and I met with the producers at Rachel Ray and we were doing all this fun stuff, they kept kind of going, but what's your shtick, Megan? Like, who's Megan Elizabeth? And I kept going, what do you mean? And they were like, well, your hair's different in every video. And I'm like, well, because I don't like keeping it the same. And it was like all this stuff. And they were like, they couldn't like pinpoint my brand. And it was because I wasn't sure. Like, I had no idea. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm Megan and I'm a crafter and this is what I do, right? Like, glittery fun, woohoo, squirrel. And it wasn't until things started getting really pinpointed in like, okay, what is it that I actually do? What is it that I actually want to share? What is my heart? What is my passion? And a great way to kind of think about this, and I talk about this at Once Upon a Time. This is why I did the Once Upon a Time love story, is because I really want you to like name your character, right? I want you to name who inspires you. I want you to think about what that kingdom looks like. I want you to think about where your one true love is shopping and hanging out and getting deeper like inside the brain so that you can create a brand and experience that not only is authentic to you, but will speak to the person you are looking to work with, that like makes your heart sing, right? So ask yourself this even tonight. Write it down. Think about it, okay? Like 2 simple things to start maybe putting your brand together. If I were in a movie, if I were a movie character, okay, who is my character? Who would I be? Like, what movie resonates with like who my personality is? And you know what, you guys? I'm actually going to ask you to do this tonight. So for you guys that are here, or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and just say, like, when I think about Megan, here's the character that comes to mind. Like, she reminds me of so-and-so in this movie. It can either be, like, the actress's or, well, hopefully not actor name, the actress's name or the character name. So it could be, like, the actual character. But think about that and just be like, okay, this is, like, I see this person and I think of this person, okay? Do it for me to have a little bit of fun with it tonight because we can just have some fun in the comments here. But do it for yourself. Think about like, okay, if all the world's a stage, right? And I am putting the best version of myself forward to shine the most light and make the most impact in the world. Reese Witherspoon. That is so funny that you said that, Shawnee. That is so funny. What movie? What movie? I gotta know. That's awesome. So now I lost my train of thought. Ask yourself, like, what character am I? Like, not just me. I'm like, ask yourself that question. And you can either share it with us and you'd be like, I am, I think I am, or I want to be most like, and then put in the character. Like, I freaking love Emma Swan. You guys know this about me. Like, once upon a time, Emma Swan, like, she's a little bit rougher than I am. She's definitely not as, like, shiny. But there's qualities about her that, like, inspire me to, like, get it together in, like, ways I cannot totally express. But her style is also, like, very similar. And there's other things about her that it's like, that's, like, part of me and part of what I'm going after. Does that make sense? I do remind you of Emma. That's actually really cool. So thank you, Denise. I think it's only because I feed that to you so much that I want to be Emma, and you see me dressed like Emma, and you see me do that stuff, and I wear a necklace all the time. But that's okay. I'll take it. That's good. I'm glad, because that is part of what I'm going for. Additionally, think about if you were a store, okay? So, like, when we all have those stores that when we walk into them, it's almost like we can feel our hearts start to beat a little faster. You know, your palms get a little sweatier, and you just kind of go, oh, it's so pretty. And you just kind of, like, look around, and you're just like, huh. Like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of get that way every time I walk into Target. Like, it's just like the Starbucks is there, and you can smell the aromas, and then the dollar bins are there, and then you go a little further, and it's like, next thing you know, you spend $300 in there, and you don't know what hit you. And I love Target, because I'm also a bargain shopper, and I'm not one to, like, walk into a Crate and Barrel and get those same feelings. It's just not the same for me. So it's not as authentic to me. But for some people, they walk into Crate and Barrel and they're like, oh, you know, like Restoration Hardware or whatever it is, like people walk into and they're like losing their minds, right? Pottery Barn, people get like that in. What store do you look at and think, oh yeah, that's totally Megan? Or what store do you look at and think, okay, this is totally me? Because what you should be doing is then taking those cues from that store of, like, what are they using in their ads? What are they using to draw people in? What other people are liking and enjoying and shopping here? And start using that as image inspiration to build your own brand. I know, for me personally, I started taking QVC and their color schemes and their things and bringing it over to AboveRubyStudio.com, because you know what, like, kind of my thing. They know what they're doing. Their marketing experts get it. I'm not going to copy it exactly, but they got that machine going and running pretty darn well, and it fits and it flows, and I can share my pictures from on set, and it all goes together and builds that other brand, right? So start thinking that way. Start doing that to build your brand experience. Okay, so number 2, that was a long explanation of reason number 1. So number 1 is your branding experience. Number 2 is your list building basics. I'm never going to stop drilling in the need to build your asset of your list building experience. Clearance sales at Hobby Lobby. I avoid Hobby Lobby when I am close because I know I will buy and overspend. But Hobby Lobby has some amazing ad campaigns, you guys. They have some amazing color schemes. I'm not a fan of their orange and blue. I'm just going to say that right now. Not a fan of that. I feel like they need a little update happening there. But other than that, when they do their social media campaigns and they do the images of their artwork or of their craft goods, holla! They've stepped that game up a little bit. Like, that kind of makes me want to go buy. So think about that. Yes, it has an inspirational message as soon as you walk in. Like, and you think about it, like when you think about Hobby Lobby, their brand is like, listen to the music that's playing in the background. Like, you know, like, this is Hobby Lobby because, hey, there is hymns playing in the background in acoustic elevator music style. Same with Chick-fil-A, but whatever. You get the idea. That's part of the brand. Like, it is legitimately part of the brand, right? You know it from that. So building that whole thing in is part of your experience. Whether others love it or hate it, it's authentic to you. And yes, ideally, you want to be morphing your brand and morphing your experience to reach that ideal client. You know, well, yeah. You have to know your client better than they know themselves. You have to. And you find out more about your client by listening, by asking the right questions, by building that trust and that rapport and that relationship. And the way to build a trust, rapport, and relationship in a virtual digital world is by doing the other steps that I'm going to lay out. Okay, so hopefully this helps you. So your list building basics, you have to be able to build a list. You have to be able to have some type of resource list that you are able to build and constantly be adding to. You have to find ways to constantly be adding to it. You need to automate the process of adding to it. So not only should you have every time somebody comes and buys from you or shows interest, or you connect with somebody, adding them to your resource list and your email list and your contact list that you have control of, because I've told you millions of times, you can lose your social media contacts. You can get put in Facebook jail. You can get shut out of Instagram. Your YouTube channel can be closed down. You don't have the ownership and the control. Yes, you can have a MailChimp account shut down, but as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in backing up and exporting your list and keeping the resource list on your hard drive and on your computer and whatever the case may be, you still have access to reach those people. You still have access to reach those people even when things are shut down. So you need to be building that resource list. You need to be doing it from a standpoint of adding value. So you're not just asking people for their email address anymore, you guys. It's not going to work. You have to be doing something that is adding value and offering your ideal clients something that they are going to want from you for free. Yes, for free. A freemium, if you will. A irresistible offer. A start of the I'm not even going to try to say it again because it's not coming out. I can't. See, it's not coming out. My gosh, you guys, do you know what I'm trying to say? Darn words. Words are difficult. Some days I just can't say them. Hey, Susan, thanks so much for joining. Cindy just said Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and our local Pat Catans are my happy places. Yes. Okay, so what can you take from those places? Reciprocity. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, but it's not coming out. I hate when that happens. I think that happened last time too. I wasn't trying to say that. It was a different word. I can hear it in my head. It's just not coming out. My tongue's getting tied. Anyway, so you want to have an irresistible offer. So your list building is going to be starting a MailChimp, starting a Constant Contact, starting an Aweber, starting a Lead Pages. I don't care what you choose to start. I can teach you the ins and outs of MailChimp. If you're going, okay, I hear you, Megan. I've heard you before. You want me to do this. Let's do it. I'm still scared. I still don't know what the technical steps are. Help me out. Okay, come on over. We'll do MailChimp together. We'll do it together. And you'll get through it. And it's really a lot easier than you think it is. And we will get through the process and get you over the hump, because the number one killer of the fear is taking the action step. So let's be the action taker, and let's not make the excuses. Let's find the solution and do it. Katina's here! Everybody celebrate. Woo, 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 woo. Katina's here. I'm happy now. No, I've been happy all along. I'm happy all of you guys are here, but I miss my Katina. We've just been missing each other. So, do that. Let's do that. And if you need help to do that, I'll help you do that. Okay? Just reach out. Like, we can do that in a coffee talk call. That'll be completely complimentary to you if you just want to do that. Okay? So just know that. My heart is like, let's do this, guys. Okay. The next thing you're going to have to do, though, once you create that list system and a way to capture and to do, you need to create the value that goes into it. Okay? Oh, Katina said, Megan can so help you. She is so amazing. Actually, she didn't say so amazing. She just said she is amazing. But she said I can so help you. She's right. I can. Katina and I we spent hours working through some major technical things a couple weeks ago. Like, hours. And it was major. It was deep technical stuff. It was like full-on backup and full-on like overhaul and change and sizing and coding and like everything. And she was like, whoa, I didn't know you knew all this. And we've been working together for years now. And she's like, I didn't know you knew all this. And it was kind of funny. So she was kind of spouting that up. She's like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Hey, Joe. Good to see you here. Okay. So once you have your branded experience and your list building basics down, you want to create that value resource. So you're creating that freemium offer. What I say, here's your checklist item, guys. 5 to 7 emails that are packed with value. So you're going to write an initial welcome email that says, thanks so much for signing up for XYZ guide. Over the next XYZ time frame, I'm going to send you A, B, C, D, and E. And I recommend it be 5 to 7 because what marketing has proven is it takes people up to 7 touches with you to feel confident and comfortable enough to really feel connected, to really feel like, hey, I trust this person and I want to buy from them. I want to hear more of what they have to say. If you can't keep them engaged for 7 interactions with you, you're going to have a hard time keeping them and maintaining them. And chances are they won't really be your lifer. The same goes in other areas of life. We just don't necessarily realize it. The same actually happens in, I'm trying to think of how to say this, but the idea is if you want people to build that lasting relationship with you in your business and to come back and to watch your live videos, to come back and purchase that item from you that's on sale, to be a repeat, you're going to have that level of connection with them. They have to hear about you from other friends. Word of mouth marketing is so much more impactful and valuable than any ad you could put on the radio, any Facebook boost that you could do, anything else that you could possibly imagine is truly the word of mouth contact and communication from another friend recommending you. Okay? That is why I always say every person that you come in contact with is an apple, and inside that apple is a bunch of seeds. And what so many people do is they eat up the apple really quick and they forget that they can plant an entire orchard from that one person. Okay? So that's why that branding experience, those basic list building things where you're keeping in contact and you're keeping control and you're keeping that responsibility, going over to the value that you're adding. And it doesn't always have to be something, dramatic and crazy. It can really be a very simple thing like hey, here's an encouraging thought for you today. I hope you have a great day. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we can talk and brainstorm ideas. There's over 50 ideas at lifeaboverubies.com that I have put up. It's literally 51 opt-in ideas that you can create and you can run with. You can go download that list, take a look at it and say, I like the idea of doing this one and this one and this one, and do it. Create them. Make them your own. Use them as inspiration and as a starting point, and make your list. So it can be 7 different projects that you send out for crafting. It can be, I don't know what you could, Joe's here, Pokemon cards. I don't know, 7 different ways to create the ultimate deck. And spell them out over the time. Something that your ideal client would be interested in learning more about, that you have the expertise in, that you want to have the authority in, and that builds up to your product. We want to talk about how to get to the monetization side, okay? So even if you're not in direct sales, how do you monetize it? What do you do with it? Your brand, the MailChimp or whatever list service you're going to use, then your offers, okay? Then your autoresponders, then your ways of reaching back out to these people. And you don't want to be emailing everybody that signs up. You want the system to do it for you. You set it up once and you're creating a funnel, baby. Let's create the funnel. You want to have some type of landing page, okay? So you don't have to have a full WordPress website, blog, video channel, every social media platform known to man available to you to funnel people through. You can literally go purchase a domain name, install cPanel or WordPress right from the hosting, GoDaddy. You can do it all from GoDaddy if you want. Create a landing page, put all the information that you need, create the contact form, everything right in one page. And if I'm speaking technical foreign language to you, it's okay. I promise you, don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack. But this is the steps. This is what you should do to build this system, to build this thing that actually works. Okay? You can create a landing page that, for example, shemakes.club. I mean, that has a video, it has a sign-up form, it has a way to purchase, it has a means to get to a additional group, it has the social media contact information, it has everything on one page. That's really all that's there. It's one page. And it doesn't take a ton of technical skill and power to be able to do. And if you do need that help, we're here for you. That's why Life Above Rubies exists. Okay, so you create that landing page and you'll have your sign up, you'll have more info, you'll have all that stuff so that you can connect all the dots, right? That's what we want to do, is we want to connect the dots. Then you're going to create, from there, you're going to create a Facebook group. You're going to create a Facebook group, because I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need to have a big, crazy blog anymore. You don't need to have all the YouTube channels anymore. You don't need to have all of the different things to have a Facebook group that you can really connect and engage with. We have a Facebook group here. This is just for people who want to grow in business, life, and balance. This is a place where we come and we encourage each other, and it's a little bit more private and intimate, and we're talking about the things that matter to us, and we're growing and we're learning and we're engaging, and it's free. And it's something that, yes, there's time and energy and things in that, you know, moderating and doing all that fun stuff that goes with it. But it's also part of the system at this point with Life Above Rubies. And it's becoming more and more prevalent in the systems as social media grows. And so I'm going to tell you that that is one of the steps in your system now, is to just go ahead and create that group. Don't be scared of it, okay? Create that group so that you can direct people who are in your funnel. You're sending them the 7 emails. Have that be a call to action. Hey, come join XYZ group. It's a private group. It's an exclusive group. It's a VIP group. It's a whatever you want to call it, that shares with like-minded people like yourself. And we go deeper. We do live videos. We have contests. We have giveaways. We have a fun time together. And create that group. So that's next on your list. And to create that group, you're going to want to have that branding experience down. You want to have a solid profile picture. You want to have a solid cover photo picture that goes along with your brand. You want to make sure you're filling in the details of what the group is about and using tags and all of that stuff, okay? I know you're going, oh, what the? No, just, you don't have to do this. Like, I'm not like holding a gun to your head saying you have to do this to be successful. But I'm going through all this stuff in coaching, and they're going, okay, wait, what is this checklist all about? What is this checklist all about? Like, what does this really look like? How do I do this? What are the ones that are like, boom, boom, boom? I'm breaking it down to 7. Yes, there's little sub steps that go into each one. We're going to do a 5-day challenge on this, you guys. Totally free. We're going to do a 5-day challenge that's going to break down and how to do each one of these steps a little bit better. So anybody that's interested in that, give me a little like, give me a little heart, give me a little high five. We're going to do it for free in this group. So you can start inviting in your friends who are going, oh yeah, I've kind of wanted to do this, but I don't really know how. I'm a little scared. I'm a little intimidated. We're going to break it down over 5 days, and we're going to have fun. Go on a little deeper, totally for free. Okay? We're going to do that at the end of the month. I'll give you more details a little bit later. Okay? All right. So you're going to create your group. After you create your group, you're going to build your special offer. Okay? Your special offer is going to be things like an affiliate promotion, a direct sales offer, a come join my team, a special challenge. You could even do a challenge just like I'm doing right now. You can do a challenge. It can be a fitness challenge. It can be a weight loss challenge, which is fitness, but it can be a little different depending on your goals. It can be a business challenge. It can be a crafting challenge. It can be a you name it. It can be whatever you want it to be. We've done the 30-day challenge now we've done 6 of them? Is that accurate, Katina? Or is it 5? I guess it's 5 because we were going to do it this April and then we decided to just wait till September because of engagement. We've done 5 30-day challenges with Life Above Rubies already. The engagement that goes on in those challenges is insane. People get excited to work together in a community, in a group. Use that. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm taking Megan's idea, or I'm taking... Challenges aren't original to me. And you know what? The more mastermind groups that I'm a part of, the more coaching plans that I'm a part of and things that I'm involved in, I'm watching ladies explode their businesses by creating little weekend challenges that people come together as a group and they do in a topic that they're interested in growing in. So utilize that format. Utilize that in your Facebook group. We're going to utilize it now because we're going to break down this stuff and we're going to do it for free. We're going to do it for free because this is what I want to give to you guys who are taking the action to grow their business in life and balance the way they want it. That's what this is all about. So we're going to do it. I can't wait. So you'll have that special offer that you're building. So while you're doing all those other things, you set out your brand, you know what you're doing, you know who, you know why, you know what your experience is, you set up the list building system, the MailChimp, the Aweber, the whatever it is that you're doing, you create the autoresponder system, you create your landing page, you start your Facebook group, you have all those steps going in place, you create your special offer. You create that call to action, that next step, or a tripwire is what some people will call it, where you're kind of asking for like a little bit more commitment than just the email address, their participation. Maybe one of my coaching clients that I was working with this week, she's building out her list right now, and she's building out her 7 emails. And one of the things that she came up with doing is she was kind of coming up with like what to call it, whether to call it an ebook or a journal or a guide or a workbook or whatever she was going to call it. But she's going to charge $3 for it, because she's like, for a cup of coffee, like for the cup of coffee that you're going to drink while you're doing this, we're going to go deeper together, and we're going to journal on this topic, and we're going to take this to the next level. And she's not going to do that with like the very first email she sends out, but as people build that trust with her, it's like $3, that's no big deal. I can't wait for her to do it. I can't wait to just be like, here you go, take my money, because I want to read everything. I mean, I'm getting to like read this stuff now. She doesn't know how good she is yet. She doesn't. She's overanalyzing, and that's part of like mindset stuff that we work through in coaching, because she'll just like keep rereading it and rewriting it and rereading it and rewriting it, and that like kills all action and momentum to like actually do and put it out there into the world. And she's amazing, you guys. Amazing. I cannot wait till she launches and I can share it, because like it makes me cry. Like it totally pulls at my heart. Like I want her to do guest stuff here at Life Above Rubies, because like her whole heart behind everything she's doing is just completely incredible. So it like when you have that kind of thing, and you have that kind of, even when you're doubting yourself, like that $3 tripwire is like getting that little bit more of commitment, getting that little bit more. It's not about like becoming a millionaire off of $3, you guys. You understand that, right? It's not about like, oh, I can't charge for that, like I just need to give it. No, it's you're building that rapport and that relationship and building value into what you are doing. And I love that she wants to do that. I love that she came up with it. And it's an important piece that I want you to understand as well. Because I've already been guilty of giving everything away for free before. And what happens is when everything is free or everything is just out there, it's not valued at the level of time and commitment and other things that go into it that it should be. And you're also not getting the same level of engagement. You're not getting the same level of action being taken on it. Because when I'm given something completely for free, if I'm given a book or something, let's say, I'm not as apt to like go read it, because I didn't put any of my own personal investment into it. Somebody just said, hey, I thought, here's this book, because I didn't really want to charge you for it, so I'm just going to give it to you. It's like, great. Oh, I really appreciate the thought that you didn't want to charge me for it or whatever. But I'm not like always as like apt and invested to be like, oh my gosh, like I've got to read this book now. Because I didn't really spend any money. I didn't like put any emotional time into it. I didn't like pour myself in. And to create those ideal life clients, you need them to invest in themselves, because you can't pull them and drag them all the way. You can want to. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And so you have to create ways where you're working with the psychology of it on top of it. And it's a good thing. It's not about being just out to make the next buck, because it's not. Not when you love what you're doing. Not when you love what you're doing. But it's also not, I know one of the things Anita posted in the group, like she has a hard time charging her clients, and she's actually giving like a physical product, like it's costing her. So when she's not getting around to billing, and then she feels guilty, and then she has all these other things, there's some money mindset issues there that like have to be broken through and worked through. I know I worked with a client for several months who, she said like she never really felt like, how did she say it? She just never felt like she was like good enough. That like Santa didn't like her. Santa Claus didn't like her because she never got what she asked for. And it's amazing to me how we can, especially as women, like we can really tell ourselves a lot of lies around things that have to do with money. We can really tell ourselves a lot of lies about the way others perceive us with money, or the way we perceive ourselves with money, or the way we, like, get out of other people's wallets, people. Like, let me just tell you, get out of their wallets. Like, I love, that was something that Sherry Brown had said, and I was just like, yes, get out of their wallets. Because it's stop. Just stop. Stop all that nonsense. And we got to, like, deal with the money mind, and you'll start seeing things change in how you do. Anita's here. She's like, oh, billing sigh. In how your business kind of comes together and comes around when you kind of get over some of those humps. It's not about being greedy. It's not about being selfish. You have to work through and knock through some of those money mindsets. I'm not all about like, woohoo, wooey, wooey, law of attraction, The Secret, like, but you do have to have the right mindset around money. That's why I love Spirit Driven Success so much, because she talks about the financial kingdom and what that really looks like. If you haven't read it, I would suggest it. And I really do work very, very closely with people in an intimate way on that, because it's good to know where you're at and have the tools and resources in your back pocket to kind of raise your vibration around it, to untwist some of the stuff that's locked up, to have the right mindset and to have the confidence to say, this is what it is worth. If I'm going to do this, I am going to do this well. I'm going to over provide, but I'm going to get what it is actually worth. And it's not about what I'm worth. Like, I really, hey Linda, thanks so much for popping in. It's not about that whole, like charging what you're worth. Your worth is not based on your product, your service, or idea. Your worth is not based on how well a product launch goes. Spirit Driven Success. It's by Dani Johnson. It's on Amazon. She actually just came out with like an audio series to go with it. And there's also I did post one of her videos in this group, that I think it's like an hour and a half long, and it really summarizes the book really well. And it's her actually like breaking it down. So it's very encouraging. It's in this Life Above Rubies group. If you should be able to search Spirit Driven Success in our group search bar and find it. If not, let me know. Just tag me in a post on here and I will repost the link again. I lost my train of thought because I went to that. Where was I? You're welcome. What was I talking about? Because I went to the Dani Johnson thing. Anybody? Anybody want to fill me in? What was I saying? Do. Nope. It's gone. Our worth! Thank you! Our worth is not based on your product or service and idea. If my worth, and let me like take it. Thank you guys. Now everybody's like, it's our worth. For example, I had a product that did incredibly, exceedingly, abundantly well, above all that I could have ever imagined, asked, or dreamed, in a very, very, very short period of time. Very well. Okay, cool. Did that all of a sudden make me worth $2 million? Like, I'm worth $2 million now because I had a product that revenued $2 million. I also had a product that invested tens of thousands of dollars in, did not do very well. Did that suddenly make me worth $5,000? No. My worth is not tied to a product, a service, or an idea. You are going to have products and services and ideas that succeed way above whatever you could imagine or think, and you're going to have products, services, and ideas that are going to crash and burn, and you're going to go, oh crap, what just happened? When you dwell on the oh crap, what just happened, awesome. When you dwell on the oh crap, what just happened, you're guaranteed to keep yourself from going forward to the next thing. You're tying your worth, who you are as a person, your joy, your happiness, your everything into something that is so unrealistic to tie yourself to. That's why you don't tie yourself to, I love unique, but I'm not unique. I love the products, but I am not the products. I hate seeing people tie themselves into that company, their companies and their products so much, no matter how much you love and believe in it. It's like they tie their own identity to it, and that their identity, they're an independent consultant or an independent contractor, an independent presenter, whatever they're called in that company. They're independent for a reason. So you have to know your worth is far above rubies. Okay? You are called far above rubies. You are called worth more than you can imagine. So don't tie a number to what you're worth. You can tie a number to the value you present to the marketplace. Didn't say that very clearly. You can tie worth to the value you present to the marketplace, but it does not represent what you are worth. Disconnect those two things. It's a bad language connection that our society has kind of fed and given us. You should be making what you're worth. No, you should be raising your value and providing value that is worth. I hate that. I hate when a coach comes along and says, well, I'm worth $10,000 an hour. No, sweetheart. What are you giving me for $10,000 an hour? What am I actually going to gain back for $10,000 an hour? Well, I just know that I'm worth it. Okay, I appreciate and applaud your level of confidence in yourself, but what are you providing to the marketplace? What are you providing to your clients to say it's worth $10,000 an hour? There's a huge difference, and I hope you can discern and decipher, honestly, the disconnect in our society, especially I feel like millennials kind of have that like entitlement, like there's that disconnect between their value and their worth, the value they add versus who they are and what they're worth. They're different things. You are worth so much more than rubies, but your worth isn't a monetary number to who you are. You're priceless as a human being. You are priceless as a human. But your value you add to the marketplace, that's a different story. So as you're building your skills and as you're raising your level and you're learning to conquer money mindsets that say, well, you know, and you can forget, you know, there's times where when you go through things and you're going, okay, well, what, like when you break down, and I did this once because I was like, well, I can do client things for this price. And then I started breaking down like the amount of time I was investing, not just in the phone call, but in the follow-up emails, in the online work, in the setup, in the other things that I was doing. And it was like 5 cents an hour. Well, why? Who wants to do that kind of work for 5 cents an hour? Are we doing charity? Is this for charity? Or are we running a business to further the financial kingdom, to further the lives of our children, to further the why that we have going on? You know the mission behind Life Above Rubies. Where does 5 cents an hour work? It's not about what I'm worth, but does that even make sense? You have to do some of those things or suddenly you're in the red. And you have to understand the numbers is what I'm saying. And that's not about being prideful. That's not about putting a nebulous number out there. It's about really breaking it down and thinking about it and disconnecting some of the emotions, especially as women, we tie to money. Money is energy just like anything else. So when you raise your vibration and you raise your positivity around the thought and the everything that has to do with it, you're going to feel a lot more confident and peaceful going with it, because it's not just about that money, that dollar sign, that thing. If that makes sense. And I got really off on a tangent with that, but it's kind of important. So the final thing in your thing is presenting at the end of the day, presenting and launching your offer. What is it that you're monetizing? What is it that you're giving to the world that you're saying, this is my business. You're going to pay for this service, this product, this idea. Here is what it is, and confidently laying it out and presenting it to your ideal clients who are going to go, oh my gosh, take all my money. I don't care how much it costs, because there is so much packed into what it is you have to share with me today. I can't wait to grab it. And it doesn't have to be your own original product. It can be your direct sales company. It can be a physical product. It can be a plethora of different things. I've had experience in working with many, and I'm thankful for that. And I've had really amazing, successful, crazy launches you could never imagine. And I've had really floppy, sucky ones that go, what the heck? How did that happen? If I tied my worth to it and I said, okay, you know, I'm worthless now, or I'm the queen of the world now, you're an emotional roller coaster wreck. You can't tie yourself to it. So let's plan to profit, plan to plan out an amazing product launch, and do this together. I can't wait for our 5-day challenge. I hope you guys come along and enjoy what this actually is, how to actually unpack it and roll it out a little bit further. We'll be posting the details at Life Above Rubies in here in the group, and it'll be a free challenge to just come along with and to really think about these different areas and how to do them and break them down a little more and ask questions. So you can start thinking about them now and start thinking about the mindset that goes in. Hey Jennifer, thanks for popping on with us tonight. We're just getting ready to wrap up, but I know you'll watch the replay. It'll be up in a few minutes, and the full replay and additional resources will be available. My tongue is not working tonight. Additional resources will be available at lifeaboverubies.com for anybody who is interested in checking out the live strategy call replays. When you sign in, they're there. Okay. Am I missing anything? Do you guys have any questions? Go ahead and ask any questions you may have right now. I will have this sheet ready for you guys so you can print it out and watch the replay and go through and make your notes and say, okay, where can I start taking the action? What does this actually look like? What is my brand? What is my list? What am I using for my list? What is my landing page? What's the resource I'm creating? What's the autoresponder I'm creating? The freemium. Okay, now what is my group? What does that look like? Okay, now what is my launch and my offer going to be? And how am I going to monetize this whole call to action together so that I'm running and growing and feeling confident in the business that I am going after? Okay? Any questions? I don't see any questions, but I guess that doesn't mean there aren't any. I just don't see any. So I hope I'm not missing comments tonight, because I hate when that happens. Because that happens sometimes. But I don't think I am. But you can leave your comments here, and I will be checking back with you guys later tonight. And for those of you who are also members over at the She Makes Club, we will be live tomorrow night, and I have some fun things to make and create with you and talk more about remembering that time and celebrating that journey, which is a lot of fun because it actually kind of ties into some of your own worth and mindset issues that we were even talking about tonight. So if you're a crafter and you want to be scrapbooking and making, come on over and join us. It'll be fun. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the moments. Bye.